The Boston Red Sox hit the field looking to get back on top of the American League East. We're breaking down every pitch all season long on Obi's Backstop Podcast, part of the CMG Sports Podcast Network.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the HHW Show podcast presented by yours truly, the Clovercrest Media. Visit clovercrestmedia.com and also subscribe to the Hard Hitting Wrestling Show by clicking the subscribe button on YouTube, clicking like on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and of course, follow us on Twitter with OV_HHW Show, Frank Cuesta, and Hector Jr. 1974. And lastly, if you want to hit the road and listen to our podcast, by all means, go ahead and subscribe to your favorite podcast platform. It is the Hard Hitting Wrestling Show. Yes, guys, welcome aboard. Hector, Frank, we got a lot of talks about wrestling. The biggest focus on the takeaway is Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins. But before we even get started with the WWE Raw on this segment on the road to WrestleMania, this past weekend, I have the privilege to go visit Northeast Wrestling. That's right, NEW. And they had quite a performance. I want to give you guys an update and show you guys just a little bit of what had happened, okay? And first and foremost, once you get into the arena in Bethany, Connecticut, you can meet the superstars there. As you can see myself taking pictures with the tag team champions, Waves and Curls, and the Brick City Boys on the far right. Those two tag teams collided that night, and in a sense, I felt like I was in the crossfire, man. You know, because they were exchanging words, and I was in the middle. And then I was like, I favor Waves and Curls, but then there goes the Bricks. You know, I had seen them a week prior during another wrestling promo in Massachusetts, and where the Brick City Boys actually won their match. And then the tag team champs went ahead in their home court and defeated the Brick City Boys. But it was an awesome match. Got to give them props. But there was a stipulation during that match, and I will let you know later because NEW is going to be fired this Sunday, and I can't wait to share that information. But more pictures on that. We got Joe and Justin there. Joe on the left, you can look at his T-shirt. He supports RJ Rude, who is another superstar in NEW. He happened to lose his match on that one. But however, it was an extraordinary performance. But that is the king of signs right there. Every signs he makes, when it comes to a heel, the heel takes the sign, they rip it up, and it's just more entertainment, not in the ring, but also outside the ring. He is the man responsible for it. And there's Justin Del Rio, who is the king of nerds of wrestling, who today or yesterday hit over 7,000 followers on Facebook. Okay, so congratulations to him. Awesome. And of course, there he is, Justin Del Rio, saying, "Yo, hey, that's me. That's right, Justin, that's you." And I can't wait to meet. Hopefully, he'll be there this Sunday in Waterbury, Connecticut, as I'm going to tell you more about NEW. But it was awesome. A little bit of pictures there. That's Flip Gordon and Hollister in their match. And then you see Casey Navarro versus RJ Rude. these matches were all epic, man. And I just had the privilege of being in the front row. One women's match, Tiana James versus San Antonio. Um, even though San Antonio won, but it was a new person I never met, and I didn't get the privilege to talk to her off, outside the ring. But hopefully, NEW invites her back. But it was an awesome match there, and then you could see these guys just hugging it out. Flip Gordon and Hollister, and then just more pictures. But my favorite, it was this match. I think this match stole the show because this was the NEW Heavyweight Championship. And looking, like I said, hey, Justin was my witness too. Richard Holiday versus Damoff, my freaking lord, was a 5-star match. It was, okay. It was a 5-star match, and these guys went head to head. I'm not sure if Damoff broke his nose, but I know he was bleeding through the nose. But you won't think that the heavyweights itself, okay. You would think it'll be slow, all pace. That this was fast paced all the way, and these guys got maneuvers that you couldn't even believe. Okay, it's almost like watching NXT, like Keith Lee versus Donovan. What's his name? Jakovic.
Jack,
You remember
yeah,
him,
yeah.
right?
Mhm.
And I was like, yo, these are the guys right here. But the momentum I thought was Holiday because I didn't know him, but he was putting on, out of all the matches that I've seen Dan Math personally, Richard Holiday was giving it to him. And I thought maybe he was going to steal it and win the title, but Dan Math, he came back, did his signature move, and that was a wrap. And Dan Math wanted to shake his hand and give him props, but Holiday wasn't having it. He smacked his hand away and left pissed off. But Richard Holiday is also a local. He's from Westport, Connecticut. So there's more to see on him. Let me see. Justin says, I've seen those two wrestle in 2017, Keith Lee and Jakovic in Waterbury. My friend, in 2017, I was still in the Army down in Texas, so I missed out all these matches. But hey, I'm sure it was fantastic because they do the same thing on television now. All right, but more to this that's coming up. If you want to see more pictures and know the results of what happened last Saturday, please visit hhwshow.com/podcast, and you can see it there. Also, you can tune into SCW Wrestling Channel, who published a video today on what is the greatest WWE WrestleMania of all time. Okay, and he collectively got so many podcasters in one video. You got to check it out. And it's pretty awesome how we all share our differences of what is our favorite WrestleMania of all time. So thank you very much, Steve. And coming up this Sunday, I keep mentioning this Sunday, Kazakhstan and Enzo versus the Hardys. This should be the main event, but I felt like I'm feeling like this is WWE all over again, right? So we got a tag team match. And of course, these guys will be there before the ring bell starts. So if you want to catch them for meet and greet, go ahead and go to northeastwrestling.com and get your tickets and get your separate tickets for the meet and greet. All right. You just can't go there with you got to have a ticket in order to get in the building, but there's additional fee to meet and greet. All right. Also, Dan Moff is going to defend his title against Ron Zombie. These two guys are best friends, known each other for years. But after the match, Ron Zombie came in and asked him, hey, he wants a shot for the title. Dan Moff said, yes, no problem, in so many words. Okay. And Hector and Frank, this is the guy, Dan Moff, I'm telling you, he calling a lot of people pendejos. And people were chanting pendejos in the ring, man. No lie. I'll tell you straight up. I mean, you got the white people saying pendejos. Like, they literally say pendejos like they're really Puerto Ricans. Okay. I was confused, So, anyhow,
Nice.
that was hilarious. Oh, hell. He says if Zombie wins, I'm walking out. I doubt if he wins, man. I mean, Dan Moff has been champion for over 700 days. Okay. Matter of fact, it's a little over 785 days. So that's how I'll tell you how good this guy is. All right. So, and more on this. the stipulation that I was telling you about the tag team champions. It was Mike Vernon and Channing Tommy's winning their match, and this is guy called the Trust Fund, Justin uh Daberclot, I think that's his name. I'll be killing his name, but he's a loudmouth and people don't like him. But he's a manager. That's why they call it the trust fund. But again, look at the pictures at hhwshow.com. He's in there. But supposedly they got the trust fund back together and they got to step up to be the first contenders or the number one contenders for the tag team titles. That's Waves and Curls, the defending champions, to put the titles on the line. My prediction later on this week, but definitely you want to check them out. Also, Hale Collins, he is the new life champion. He is going to battle against Chris Battle. How about that? I like Chris Battle, but I don't know, man. I think Hale Collins might take that victory in there, especially Chris Battle was a tag team last Saturday and ended up losing. Then you got Taya Valkyrie versus Ashley Dana Boyce. Awesome match, and it's good to see Taya. Never really got to see her much with WWE. I know she was in NXT for a brief minute, and then that's all she wrote. So glad to see that she's going to be here locally. And then a special appearance for Toni Storm, which she also was big this week, man. So this weekend, she made her debut on OnlyFans.com. And I heard she made a lot of money, man. A lot of money. So, yeah. And then there you go. John Morrison versus JT Dunn. JT Dunn was fabulous. He lost his match against AEW star named Max Caster. But having John Morrison in there, is going to be fire, man. It is. And there's Justin Del Rio telling me about here we go. Jared Silverclit. That's his name. All right. And as far as Toni Storm, she made over $30,000 over the weekend. Just like that. So Jesus. Yes. More to come. There's a triple threat match going on. Alec Price versus KC Navarro versus Flip Gordon. Look, I don't have any knowledge of Alex Price, but for KC Navarro and Flip Gordon, these two dudes are flying everywhere. So I could see this being. Matter of fact, I won't be surprised if this will be the opening match. Okay, because someone got to set the standard for the rest of the night. These two dudes will gladly be able to make that happen. And then Brett Ryan Gosselin versus Juice Robinson. Look, I posted it on Nerds of Wrestling on Facebook, and Brett Ryan made a comment about my first win or something like that. This guy lost for 3 years in his career. He ended up winning for the very first time on Saturday, only because he held the ropes. Okay, so other than that, this guy's always on the. Yeah, right. You ain't cheating. You ain't trying. We know that phrase. But the referee was out of position when he did the 3 count, and you'd be like, "Come on, really?" I even told the referee, "Yo, seriously, you gonna let that happen?" He looked at me like, "Huh?" And he gave me the little eyebrow look. So I'm like, "All right, man, I'm just gonna leave you alone." But anyways, more to it. And then lastly, Wrecking Ball versus Vargas. That's another match. Anticipating, like I said, Wrecking Ball is a local. Also, he's from Southington, so I'm glad he is back. Matter of fact, he was wrestling at NWA. So this guy, man, he's getting up there. So I'm proud of him. But in the match, Dan Mouth retained his title. Who's that?
There goes the call.
Is that
he's moving up. He's moving up.
That's Veer, man. That's Veer.
That's Veer.
He found Veer, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah.
Yes. There's a Veer sighting in Florida.
More about him later. Waves and Curls were victorious. Flip Gordon defeated Brad Hollister. Max Caster, man, dude, you got to check him out, man. This guy dissed him on a freestyle, which is pretty awesome. But JT Dunn, he had some. He calls it a poem, but it was hilarious. But it was a good encounter for the both of them. We didn't get to see Willow Nightingale, but Tiara James was her replacement, and she ended up losing to Tina San Antonio. And then Channing Thomas, Vic Verna defeated the Battle in Tarka. Casey Navarro won this match, and that's all. And then, hey, once again, tune in to Northeast Wrestling, northeastwrestling.com. Get your tickets if you're in the local area because it's going to be fire at Crosby High School in Waterbury, Connecticut. You don't want to miss it. And I'm not saying that just to say it. I'm a big fan of NEW, and I will continue supporting them. It's just, dude, you don't have to buy over $100 a ticket to see something when you could go and pay like $25 to see good independent wrestling. And I'm telling you, man, this is awesome. Okay, it's still in with the words of the Miz, but it is awesome.
And it's cool that you get to see Taya Valkyrie there and John Morrison because they're a couple and they're finally together. And it's unfortunate that they have to step down from what they're used to doing at the bigger level. But hey, they're still doing something and they're together. They can travel a little bit more together and be together doing their thing. And maybe this will help rejuvenate things for them in the NEW. So because people know who they are.
Yeah, but I don't look at the step down. I look at it as a step up because the fact that not only, watch this, you're on your own, you're doing different contracts, you're doing different wrestling promotions, you're traveling, you're still traveling around the world or around the nation. Well, it is around the world. They go to Japan, they go to Mexico, they go any region of the United States. And to be able to see them, it's pretty awesome. Again, I like to say awesome a lot, but like I said, it's 2-hour advantage as a fans to find a meeting because if they were still in WWE, we will never get to see them. We won't have the opportunity to talk to them one-on-one, them at the table selling their t-shirts, shaking their hands, us telling you, hey, thank you for what you do. Can you send this out to my son or to whomever? You know what I mean? And you have that maybe small interaction when you be like, hey, blah, blah, blah. And then you just round robin the area. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty amazing. And the way the NEW does it is just the reason why you end up going back to those events. Okay. But speaking about events, we got WrestleMania coming up, right? And the HHW show is always up to date on what's going on, but we like to stay away from the rumors. Don't like it, but social media always finds a way to try to say, hey, breaking news and stuff like that. And yes, this is coming up, man. You got Raw, you got SmackDown, you got in between Road to WrestleMania. We have NXT Stand and Deliver coming up. We have SmackDown with the Hall of Fame that's going on the day before WrestleMania. But coming after WrestleMania, okay, starting April 16 and April 17, they're going to have the official name Saturday Night's Main Event. Now, every other weekend, there's going to be 2 of those. Now, I don't know if it's going to be on Peacock because I know it's not on television, but I'm just still wondering if it's going to be a live event or just a taping and then we get to see it later. But it's Saturday Night's Main Event and then Sunday Stunner. That's the name of it for Sundays. It's Sunday Stunner. And they too sometimes do it twice in one day. The following week only one. So it's gonna be vice versa. So stay tuned to that to see what the outcome of that is. But I think they're renaming all their shows or every live events they go and travel. So those are the events that's gonna happen every weekend. And there you go. That's the logo they have in the WWE website with Roman Reigns there. All right, so like they always say, talent is subject to change, as always. Okay. And then leading up to WrestleMania, we already know that these are the main event. The main event here, Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. Love the storyline. You got the Usos defending their titles at WrestleMania. We already know about Charlotte defending the title versus, ¿cómo se llama esa tipa?
Ronda.
Yeah, Ronda Rousey. Yeah. That's how much I've paid attention to their segment, huh? And then we're gonna talk about Becky Lynch pretty soon. And then my favorite, man. Listen, if you're not down with this story, okay, if you're not down with this, I was fooled. Okay, I was fooled once, and I was fooled twice. Yes, I'm guilty. So Monday Night Raw started with Stone Cold's music theme, right? And I'm like, oh no, it's about to go down, right? And then when I look closer, I was like, oh man, this guy's just adding more fuel to the fire, man. So he's talking, and you know how WWE does it. You know, they let him talk, and then boom, the music hits, and then it's the real thing. Well, guess what? Finally, WWE just said, you know what? They'll fall for it. And of course, we did. The fans fell for it. So I was it. I was that guy. And like Kevin always said, fool you
Everybody.
once, fool you twice. Yeah, you got me, brother. No problem.
Do-
And
Doesn't he
I heard,
not know?
go ahead.
Doesn't he not know the history of mocking somebody that it doesn't pan well? Because I mean, the Miz did it, and I think it was Dolph Ziggler. I think who did it. I mean,
Yeah, but
it just doesn't. It doesn't turn out well, you know.
I would tell you
No.
this though. He is really mocking Stone Cold really, really good though.
Yeah.
Okay. I was watching it today, this morning, on my phone. I'm at work and I'm just watching it because I couldn't watch it last night. So when you're watching that little bitty screen on your phone, you're like, I was like, oh shit, yeah. What the fuck? He has a beard. Oh damn. I mean, I thought for a while there that he actually shaved his head.
Right.
I was
Right.
like,
I
oh my
thought so
god,
too.
this is awesome. And then the music hit, and I was like, nah, no way. And I was like, son of a gun, damn it again. I mean, props to him, great. The ending segment with the beer, trying to catch the beer, he dropped it. Dude, you couldn't ask for anything better than that. For me, that took the show.
I don't, and he tried to blame the security guy trying to throw him the beer, right?
Yeah.
It was hilarious. I loved it. I loved every part of that, man. I mean, that elevated that storyline to make me want to interesting to see what's going to happen that Saturday at WrestleMania.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. But hey, more on WrestleMania. We also have the tag team match, the Mysterio versus the Miz and Logan Paul. The fatal four-way for the women's tag team. I knew this was going to happen. You just can't have WrestleMania without Natalia in the picture. All right. So I'm sorry, they are still a feeling. I don't think, and I'm not even going to come close and picking on them during prediction next week. But I'm telling you right now, um, she's just there. Natalia's just there just to fill in. She's the longest woman in that whole entire roster to be involved in WWE. And then, of course, you got Edge and AJ Styles. And then you have, here you go, Sami Zayn and Johnny Knoxville. And then my other favorite, man, I'm loving this. I am
Yeah.
truly loving this. Pat McAfee. I didn't like him much when he was in NXT, but now I love him even more now. All right. So I like that. I like this one coming up. And the least talk about for WrestleMania is Drew McIntyre and Corbin. So and again, there's gonna probably be more coming up. Hey, what's up, Supersonics X? Glad you can make us and join us on our show. Thank you very much for supporting us. Okay. And then we got more. We have a triple threat match for the Raw tag team titles. Okay. And which fits right on this one because uh the alphas they deserve to get their rematch. So why not make it more interesting there? Okay.
Don't
And
agree.
there's the picture that you were talking about. That is Kevin Owens. He's laughing there and right. He's enjoying it. He know he
Yeah.
feels it. He know he won. He won his. I bet you. You know what I'm interested in to see what happens when he goes back to the back to backstage and interacts with Vince McMahon and all of them. I'm just curious. I'm just interested to know what's being discussed.
Dude, I don't know obviously, but I am willing to bet that they're telling him, "Hey, you killed it,"
Hmm.
because he literally did. I mean, I think that was one of his best performances in a long time. All right, and to
Who,
come
who's
out.
to say? Who's to say he didn't get a phone call from Steve Austin said, "Dude, you got me laughing over here." Like,
And
dude,
you know
do
what?
I really look like that?
We'll probably get a documentary about it. Let's put it that way.
Hey, he may
Yeah.
go on
I
the Stone
hope
Cold
so.
podcast sooner or later. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, they can talk about it.
The Broken Skull session.
Mm-hmm. And then we got Frank, who found Veer. He found Veer. We all know Veer
Thank you,
Mahan
Frank.
coming to April 4th. Yes, thank you.
April Fools.
Yes. Hey, listen, man. It took a while. I had to take last week's show off. You know, you guys only saw me in pictures. I was looking for this guy. You know, hey, look, I finally found him.
Hey, he went and did a scavenger hunt in Florida. That's a big state to be doing a scavenger hunt. But
Yeah,
hey,
it is.
congratulations. Man. Congratulations.
I
But
found him
hey,
in the Keys.
yeah. But hey, let's our main focus here is Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins. Let's start with Becky Lynch first on the takeaway. She had a lot to say in reference towards Bianca Belair. As you know, she attacked her and Bianca was unable to come on the show. But she had a lot to say, Hector. Bring us up to speed, man. Let's summarize everything that she had mentioned on the show.
Okay, well, see, first off, I was just kind of questioning her outfit and those sun vised glasses or whatever she was wearing. That was like so 80s, I guess it was. I don't know what she was trying to bring back, but it seemed like Becky Lynch had a lot to say. Okay, and what caught my ear was, you know, from a Christian standpoint, who believes in God. Okay, she started off with a question, which is actually scripture in the Bible. Okay, and she quoted from the King James Bible, but she used it as a question, okay, for the segment, which I can understand why. She said, "For what shall profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul?" That's in the Bible, Mark chapter 8, verse 36. And to break that down into English, and what do you benefit if you gain the whole world but lose your own soul? So she's pretty much telling us here that she had to ask this question, and she found her answer 8 months ago at SummerSlam when she defeated Bianca Belair within seconds to get that title. Okay. She goes on to talk about how, you know, for 15 months, you know, prior, she held that belt and she had to give it up by force. She had to submit that title because nobody can beat her for it. Now, here we are another week. First, it was Edge last week. Now, this week, she's over here talking about that the title is everything to her. That the title is her, and what she is, Becky Lynch, that she is power, she is glory, and she's the prize at the top of the mountain. Okay, to me, that's again in biblical terms talking about she is God all of a sudden. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm getting out of this from this woman here. Then she talks about an eye for an eye. She is going after Bianca Belair because of the hair whipping that she got. We saw the marks on her. So she's figured an eye for an eye. Now, granted, I do admit that that is in the Bible. It's in the Old Testament, in the book of Exodus. But that was during a time when, you know, there was just a lot of chaos. So there was a lot of, you know, you do something wrong to me, I'm going to do something wrong to you. Okay. But she didn't continue on. She just kept the negativity part of it. There is a positive part of an eye for an eye in scripture, but we're not going to get into that. We're just trying to stick to what she's talking about here. She is really wanting to rip the soul out of Bianca Belair. You see, because she already said that she sold her soul for that title. Okay. And when in biblical terms, when you talk about, you know, gaining the whole world, you talking about money, fame, pleasure, power, prestige. To her, that's what that title stands for. And she's willing to give up everything, which is her soul, to have that title. Like that title means everything to her. Understanding that it's only temporary, but she doesn't care. You see? And I feel like she was putting words in Bianca Belair's mouth towards the end of her promo when she said that if I take things that matter the most to you, which is your hair, your crown, and your identity, then you'll lose a piece of your soul. I truly don't believe that's Bianca Belair's, you know, I don't think that's how she feels, that's everything to her. You see what I'm saying? She wants to be champion, okay, because she says she is the EST. but she does understand that is bigger than her. But to me, Becky Lynch thinks that she is bigger than the title, and that it has to be part of her so she could be on the epitome of that mountain. You see what I'm saying? So she got a little biblical there, and then to me, I know that she's Irish. And when I did a little background check, I did the 80% of the Irish population is Roman Catholic. So to me, she went a little biblical on us last night, but she has a strong message for Bianca Belair that she's out to destroy her and take everything from her at WrestleMania if she shows up, which I know she will show up.
Well, so I think she'll show up next week. I really do. But when you're mentioning the stuff that she said about the biblical stuff, and big shout out to the SCW Wrestling Channel. Hello, Steve. Thank you for supporting our show. And once again, thank you for the video that you posted earlier today of the greatest WrestleMania of all time. Becky Lynch getting the scriptures out of the Bible, and you mentioning like she thinks she's God. And here we go again, because we talked about this last week with Edge. We also talked about it initially that Roman Reigns was saying on SmackDown he is on God mode after he defeated Edge and Daniel Bryan, right? And the triple threat match for the belt. There's a lot of things going on in WWE that's everything's more geared to now the Bible. And I noticed that, and it's like it's growing now. Okay. And I'm just curious to see at what angle or which direction WWE is going. What are the writers doing? Okay. Because they got to be very careful at how they perceive this, right. Because if they get carried away, you're going to get a lot of attention, and it's not from the fans. It's going to be those that are really truly to the Bible, to all the churchgoers, you know what I mean? But another thing that I heard that you mentioned was eye for an eye, something that we've heard of before with Rey Mysterio and Seth Rollins, right? Eye for eye, but they managed to somehow surgically repair, and now Rey Mysterio can see everything now. All right, go figure. I guess at some part wrestling is kind of fake, right? Don't bust Hector's bubble when it comes to his wrestling fate. But
scripted.
It's scripted, my bad, scripted. All right. Even Supersonic X says that's a very interesting promo from Big. Like that's some biblical shit right there. Yeah, absolutely. But for some that understands the Bible could probably understand it more. Right. But now we'll just change it to the sports entertainment part. Okay. What does that mean for Bianca Belair? Eye for the eye and everything else. Right. Okay. So technically they're even. You're right. Bianca Belair smashed Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch smashed Bianca Belair. Now we have a stalemate. Now it has to be settled in the ring. And what better than being at the grandest stage of them all? Who has the advantage here? Frank, who you think has the advantage?
I think I was gonna say Becky Lynch, but no, not Becky Lynch.
Bianca Belair?
I think Bianca Belair has the advantage because she's hungry. She's been chasing this. She's been chasing Becky Lynch, and she wants her revenge.
Well, they all want their revenge, right?
But
I mean, I know
hungry.
She has her revenge for what happened at SummerSlam. I got that.
She wants to avenge that. What was it? That 6-second loss, 8-second loss, whatever it was. Okay, she wants to avenge that. So I think Bianca Belair is really, really hungry to get back that title from Becky Lynch.
Okay. But now you got a person like Becky Lynch, like Hector said, she'll do whatever she can. She sold her soul and everything else. I mean, that's got to be very exhausting. Think about it. Don't you think it's exhausting when the only thing you care about is one item and you don't care about everything else? That means to tell me you'll lose everything around you just to keep one item?
It's the meaning of that item for her.
Look at The Rock. Does The Rock need a title to say that he's the people's champ? You know what I mean?
But
Did
hey,
the
everybody's
Undertaker
different.
needed to be a 20-time champion? No. You know what I mean?
But that's fine. But that's just like me saying, hey, look, you know what? I will get rid of this before I get rid of my guns. I get rid of my computer before I get rid of my guns. Because why? That means more to me.
You will hold more on your guns than food?
That's the
Would you
difference.
starve just to keep one item? Is that what you're telling me?
Starve? No, I won't starve. I always
I'm
have
just
something to
saying.
eat.
Just saying. I'm just saying.
But
But that's the
it all
perception
depends
that
on the
Becky
need.
Lynch is saying right now.
Well, hey, I guess you're gonna starve.
Okay,
Really,
so look,
Frank?
I'm gonna okay, without trying to put this in biblical terms, okay, because this
Uh
is
huh.
a wrestling show. When she said that she's going to lose her, she was willing to lose her soul over and over and over and twice on Mondays for that title. It's almost as if she is separating herself from everyone just to be alone with that title, thinking that that title is going to bring her fulfillment, joy, laughter, happiness, excitement. But it's just an object that is just there, you see. And when she gets bored of it, because she will sooner or later, because it's a temporary thing, what happens to everything else and everyone else around her who she separated herself from, you see, because she sold her soul. You see, because to me, honestly, I think Charlotte Flair is the better women's champion, and she never mentioned that she sold her soul. She just proves it day in and day out, and just going out there and winning title after title. But for
Mm.
Becky Lynch, she has to mention, well, nobody's beaten me in the last 3 years for this title. I had to give this up, but this means everything to me. That just tells me that she is too connected to one solid object which cannot bring her happiness. Well, I'm sorry, it could bring her happiness, but it won't bring her joy. There's a difference between that happiness and joy. And she, at the
I'm
end of
glad
the day,
that
she's going
you,
to be lonely.
and you know what? That could also factor into maybe a storyline with her and Seth Rollins. Okay. I
Yeah.
can see that happening because now let's flip the script. Let's focus on Seth Rollins real quick because
Mm,
Seth Rollins is desperately trying to get into WrestleMania. Okay.
mm-hmm.
Now, what's your take on that? What do you see? Because I'm gonna tell you right now, at the beginning, I'm saying, you know what? This guy's like John Cena right now. John Cena tried to get into WrestleMania, he couldn't do it. He tried to lure in The Undertaker, and it wasn't until actually at WrestleMania where The Undertaker called him out with the with the bell,
The
right?
problem.
And then all of a
Right.
sudden he's running backstage to get changed and everything else, and boom. Then he didn't last that long. It was a quickie. All right. So what's up with Seth Rollins? And again, I hate to talk about the rumors, but they're saying that Cody Rhodes might be his next opponent. Cody Rhodes signed for WWE. You know, I'm just a person when I'd be like, you know what? If it happens, I'll see it on TV, man. Really.
You know, WrestleMania is WrestleMania. You know what I'm saying? The business itself is always going to be bigger than the superstars. Okay. Um, and so do WrestleMania need Seth Rollins? No. Okay. Would it benefit if it has Seth Rollins? Yes, it will, because Seth Rollins is a hot ticket. Okay. But right now, we know that Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar is the bigger ticket. Okay. So he's almost being pushed to like a somewhat of a mid card, not the main event. But yeah, you're right. He's forcing the issue because he feels like WrestleMania needs him. Like he's bigger than the event itself. And I think that's what Becky Lynch is trying to say too, in so many words. But no, that's not the case. I'm sorry if you're champion or not. I don't care. The event itself is bigger than you, and it always will be. And he's forcing the issue as if to think that, I don't know, he's going to be less of a person if he doesn't appear on the WrestleMania card. Like people are going to talk about him. Oh, you didn't make it. Who are you now? You know, I mean, so what? If you don't make it, you don't make it. Just try again
Yeah,
next year.
but you gotta realize that for majority of these wrestlers, WrestleMania is the event. You know, is like the Super Bowl for them. So they want to be in it. You know,
Okay,
and
well,
and
not
they wrestle
everybody
all
goes
year
to the Super
long.
Bowl. Not everybody
You're
goes to the
right.
Super Bowl. Not everybody goes to the World Series, but everybody plays for it, and not everybody qualifies. So if Seth Rollins doesn't qualify, which I don't agree, because you're giving slots to celebrities, that I feel shouldn't be there because they're not trained for this kind of stuff. I agree with that. But at the end of the day, if Seth Rollins would have done his job last week or the week before that, win the tag team titles or beat Kevin Owens or would have beaten AJ Styles, he had 3 opportunities. How many more
But it wasn't
opportunities
his
is going
fault
to
he
get?
lost to AJ Styles.
Say
Okay,
again.
but
It wasn't
it
his fault
wasn't
he lost
fault.
to AJ Styles.
But what about the
Okay.
other 2 times? He could have won the tag team titles, but it's
He could've.
like Kevin Owens took over the thing, the whole tag team match. So I think, to me, Seth Rollins is pushing the issue too hard, too much, and he keeps failing at it. He's trying a little too much instead of letting it just happen.
Well, it just seems like, and look, the question is, will Seth Rollins wrestle at WrestleMania 38? Absolutely. I think
Yes.
he will wrestle.
Yeah.
Right. Realistically, he's going to wrestle. He's the architect. He's everything. He is part of being the face of WWE. And then I go back to what John Cena says right now, like after his era, like everybody could be the face of WWE because everybody has a favorite superstar. No one's going to go see just one person, and there's just a multitude of superstars across the board. It's just how they're being used and how their gimmick is going to lead into us wanting to have that type of dream match. Okay. But Seth Rollins will wrestle. But your point there is Seth Rollins, he's trying too hard that at the end, when you try too hard, sometimes you don't take a step back and think, hey, man, what is it that I'm doing? Right? Where is that pause and that breather and just sit there and be like, let's reevaluate everything. And that's something that Seth Rollins is not doing. He is reacting to everything. Every time he's encounters somebody to talk to, oh, he already got an idea. Never has an idea that is well thought out, like Kevin Owens did. Well thought out. He's like, you know what? This is what I'm going to do. And he went for it, and boom, he was successful. On the other side, there goes Seth Rollins, who is trying and burning bridges. Look, he tried it with Kevin Owens, so-called best friend. Now he did it with AJ Styles. What's next for Seth Rollins? Technically, he got nothing, right? But something's going to happen. And like I said, the rumors is it's probably going to be Cody Rhodes. If not, who could it be? Could it be Bobby Lashley? You never know. Omos and Bobby Lashley seemed like a good fitting, but what's not to say that maybe Bobby Lashley is the guy to go against Seth Rollins? We don't know yet. Nobody knows.
Well, Rollins did say that this Monday coming up, Monday Night Raw is not going to happen. He won't let it happen until he has his match or something like that.
He's gonna have he's gonna have the show hostage, and know that's not gonna happen. But it'll be
that's what
hard.
he says, of course.
So we might have a surprise guest going over there this Monday night because we're just that close to WrestleMania, and hey, you got to do something to get more people to buy tickets because listen, watch this. This is my favorite. Last year, when they publicized for this WrestleMania, it was only for Sunday. Okay. Then it got changed to 2 nights. Okay. And I got a feeling they're trying to do that every WrestleMania. We're going to have 2-night event. And I dig it. We say we don't know, but watch this. I'll go back to the interview that Vince McMahon had with Pat McAfee. Is that he started the WWE Network. People were bashing him about it, right? I was loving it. I was true loving it. $9.99. I can see all the pay-per-views. I don't gotta pay 50-something bucks every month. I'm saving money. And I get to see the old school days of wrestling. Oh, I'm loving it. And then guess what? Everybody else wants to stream. Everybody else wants to do it. Now you do a 2-night event, and guess what happens? You'll see in the future all these major sports or whoever venues are going to do the same thing. I'm telling you. WWE is
we're
like
have a 2-night Super Bowl now. Play one half on Saturday, play the other half on Sunday.
Hey, you know what? They might just play
Here,
one day per quarter.
The only
And
thing,
watch this. You got Wednesday, Thursday, first half, right? Friday will be the halftime show, and then you got Saturday and Sunday. I'm just kidding. It ain't gonna happen. But anyway, that'll be some dumb shit right
it
there.
just seemed to me. Yeah, you should put yourself out. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It just seems to me like having it
Yeah,
two
there we
nights,
go.
having WrestleMania for 2 nights is like we're trying to put everybody on the roster on one of those 2 nights, just to have everybody have TV time. Because if you have it on one night, not every wrestler is going to be, you know, on TV. Because I mean, look, we went from a single tag team women's match to a triple threat, not to a quadruple match. I mean, it's like we're trying to fit everybody on the roster in WrestleMania.
Mhm.
You know, so I
If
think
that's the
that's
case, just have a freaking battle royal. Well, actually, they do.
Actually, yeah, they do.
They
During the
I mean,
do.
pre-show.
So
I won't be surprised the 24/7 title is going to be chased on both nights, just to have
Oh yeah,
everybody on TV.
of course. They're
who
gonna
is the
run around
24/7
Dallas.
champion nowadays?
Say again.
So who is the 24/7 champion nowadays?
Dana Brooks,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
It's going to be a celebrity at WrestleMania. You'll see.
We're already going to see a few of them already.
But one of them is
Oh,
going to
you
be
talking about win the
not
belt?
someone that's not even involved in these matches. They're going to win it.
And
They're going to
they're
do
gonna
an
be from
interview.
Texas?
Yes, it might be your mayor of Waco that might win the 24/7 title.
Might be
That would
Dak
be so
Prescott.
funny.
It might be
That
Dak
would-
Prescott. That'll be the only championship he'll get. Oh,
Ah, damn.
Damn.
For those of you who don't know,
oh.
Dak Prescott from the Dallas Cowboys quarterback. Yes.
He might just fumble that title going into the ring. Oh,
he might give it to Jerry Jones. It was like you could have had this many times after 95, but you messed up. You fired the coach. You can't stay away from the sidelines. But
that'll be on
anyways,
night one.
night one. Who knows? Maybe Stone Cold would just take the title and put it on his podcast or something. Be like,
And
we're
just ride
going
away with
to
it.
just ride with it. That's it. Retire the 24/7 title. I think they should, though, by the way. But
Yeah, that's a stupid title.
yeah, I thought you invented it.
No, I did not invent that.
24.
Sorry.
Anyways, great interesting points between Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch on this one, man. And again, just paying attention to their promos and dissecting everything that they say is very important to try to understand the purpose of why they're matching up. And again, to have a great storyline gives you a better match than a match put together at the last minute and then have no meaning to it. And then right there also, having the main event, Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. You look at all their matches, and then it leads on to this particular one is probably the best rivalry that they've had together. And they flipped the script because Lesnar's the face now and Roman Reigns the heel. Okay? Dude, it doesn't get better than this. It really doesn't.
No, and I think it's very good, storyline, because when you take a house show like Madison Square Garden and incorporate it week after week, it tells you that they're building this thing up to be spectacular, and I think it's going to blow the roof off, AT&T Stadium.
I think so too. I think it's going to be more blown off when you see Stone Cold Steve Austin. But you know who else is going to be there? I think is The Rock. He'll be there. I know he will. And then all the former WWE Texas people is going to show up there, man. I'm telling you, I want that to happen. I want the biggest stunning signature moves on Kevin Owens of all time. I wish that would happen. JBL come out. Booker T come out.
Shawn Michaels.
Undertaker come out. Shawn Michaels. I mean, you name it, one by one. And last, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Stunner. Everyone's drinking beer in the middle of the ring. and they just drown Kevin Owens like he did to the old boy on last Monday. And again, I was fooled twice. I was that guy. I was so excited. And even my son, he was out there. He was like, "What?" And then that's that look. Got that mean look. Eyebrows connecting one another. Had to go back to bed and go to sleep. I can't believe he did that. But anyways,
he got us.
Next week we will have our prediction of WrestleMania, all the cards and everything else, and hopefully all of it's already established by then. It seems like every week and every day there's a match being formulated. So, but yeah, next Tuesday is our prediction show. And man, it's so close now, man. Before it looked like it was forever to get here, and now all of a sudden it's here. You know, March Madness. I'm telling you, it's just nothing but madness. Not even in sports, WrestleMania. Look, check this out. WrestleMania, March Madness, with all the obstacles they got to go through to become champion. The NBA is finalizing to lead into the playoffs. You got baseball season starting. You got the drama of the NFL, and then you got professional wrestling. And on top of professional wrestling, you got all the independents making their marks. I mean, look, I subscribe to IWTV so I could watch some independent wrestling. It's just that good, all right? And there's more because even Shine 72, the Shine Wrestling is coming out, and our former guest Eva Lise is defending her title. So you don't want to miss that either. I mean, there's just so much going on. It's spring, baby. It's springtime, baby. It's about to get wild. And spring break is coming up too. So there you go.
Spring break's already here in Miami.
Oh, is it?
Spring break already ended here.
Ended.
Well, I'll tell you this.
God damn, the calendar said it started yesterday.
Listen, South Beach declared a state of emergency. That's all I'm gonna say.
Because you're around, you were looking for Veer.
No.
Because of Veer.
Hey, I found him.
Oh, yeah, you sure did.
He'll be 24/7 champ on April 4th.
Oh hell, don't go there. Don't ruin it, man. Don't ruin it. I hate you. If that's to happen, I'd be like, I waited for this for that long. Forget about it.
If we can have March Madness in basketball, we can have March Madness with wrestling.
Tune in to the Hard Hitting Wrestling Show. Visit the website, hhwshow.com, and also subscribe to your favorite podcast platform. It is the Hard Hitting Wrestling Show, the HHW Show podcast. On behalf of Hector, Frank, and myself, thank you for watching. Tune in next week, and don't forget to tune in and visit our website. Once again, hhwshow.com.